up, everybody? So there's no game today. It's an off day for the Yankees, right? But there is some news or something to look out for that could become news, right? And Paul Goldschmidt, the first baseman, is dealing with a knee problem or a knee injury of some sort. And there is a chance that he might miss some time. And the question is, what do they do? Franchise, what's good, man? What are they going to do if he goes on the IL if he misses a decent amount of time? Jacob, what's going on? Frank, hallelujah to an off day is right. What do they do if he misses time? Now, prevailing wisdom, obviously, you've got Ben Rice, who could take some reps at first base, but he seems to be better at catcher than he is at first base. He seems to be better at catcher right now than Austin Wells is at catcher. So do they play Ben Rice at catcher and Austin Wells at first base? I don't know. We have a prospect in the minors, TJ Rumfield, too, that some folks are mentioning that could be an option to bring him up as well. Clemenza. And TJ Rumfield is batting, what's he batting here? Mid-200s, 14 homers, 72 ribbies. 79 ribbies, excuse me. And 50 walks. And 109, let's see, and 387 at bats. So he's having a solid season in AAA. Okay. Decent. Now, you could also move Cody Bellinger to first, but that takes him out of the outfield. And who are you going to replace him in the outfield? That's unequal footing. Nobody. Right? So, and I don't know if you've heard, but a little while ago, Nathaniel Lowe, got DFA'd by the Astros. He's a guy I will look out for. Okay? Why? Well, he's a left-handed hitting first baseman. I know another lefty, but he's batting on 216, not flashy, but he's got 16 home runs this year as well. And he's a solid glove at first base. So, and if he gets DFA'd, now he could still take his assignment, obviously, and get assigned to the minor leagues, or he could deny it and go be an outright free agent. Somebody will pick him up pretty quickly. So he's a guy I wanted to mention that might be somebody to look out for if the Yankees don't either use what they have now or bring somebody up like TJ Rumfield to give him an opportunity, right? And I wanted to get your take on what you think is the path here. And we don't know, Sports Talk, what's happening. We don't know the path for the Yankees to take right now. This would be another injury in a long line of injuries, right? And injuries just they're not doing the Yankees any good, just like they're not doing the Dodgers any good either. They had a 9-game lead about 3 weeks ago. Now they're out of first place, the Dodgers. Okay? This is what injuries do to teams, right? So, yeah, and Goldschmidt has declined a bit offensively as well, 100%. So, you can replace Bellinger or Grisham, but what are you going to do then with the rest of the guys? You could play Dominguez, but again, okay. But that doesn't upgrade the defense at all. So that's why I mentioned, I feel terrible for the Dodgers, Frank. Exactly. Right? What do you do? So you could play Rice at first base, but he's a better catcher than he is at first base. So then if that's the case, if you give him more reps at catcher, what do you do with Austin Wells? Right? JC Escar is back up here now. So you can sit Wells for a couple of days. It might be a good idea to sit him for a couple of days. So, and yeah, they have 12. Yeah, and they have a bunch of guys with 20-plus home runs. I mean, they're leading the majors in home runs right now. They're leading the majors in a lot of offensive categories, or near the top in a lot of offensive categories. So, the issue for them has been their pitching, right? They lost 3 out of their 5 starters, which is a bludgeon to the starting rotation, which puts stress on the bullpen, and you have guys in the bullpen getting hurt too. And that doesn't help. And more often than not, the bats have held their own, but there have been situations where they're scoring 8 runs, but they're giving up freaking 12. That's not on the offense. That's on the pitching. right? So, yeah, be careful with that weather beagle. You could try Wells at first. You could. I mean, he played catcher and first base in college at the University of Arizona, right? And you could. Well, I personally, I want to see Spencer Jones up, but I don't think it's going to happen until September, just so that they're not exceeding the 130 at bats and they're not wasting a year of pre-arb to call him up prematurely. The fact is, he's not the missing piece right now. He doesn't solve any of the pitching problems, right? So if he was the missing piece and they were at the very top right now, I could see Spencer Jones coming up. But right now, you know, he doesn't again improve the pitching. And again, we're getting some length from our starters. A couple of them. We need more. So, but this just creates another potential injury problem for the Yankees, right? Cruz and Yarbrough are about to start their rehab, so they're a couple weeks away, Tim. Yep. A couple weeks away. And again, when those guys come back, I don't know, maybe it's going to be De Los Santos, either De Los Santos or Leiter and Loaiziga. Two of those three, I think, will be gone once Cruz and Yarbrough come back. But we'll see. Yankee fans care, Jake. LeGrand is, yeah. I mean, I don't. I have my if I had to go on my gut, I think Jake Bird and Spencer Jones will be the two people that they call up when the roster expands from 26 to 28 in September. That's my guess, but I could be wrong. Right? Giants and the Milwaukee Brewers are on a 12-game winning streak. The Milwaukee Brewers are the hottest team in baseball right now. I know you're a Yankee fan, Jake. I know. Silver Sapphire. Well, the question is, I asked who replaces Paul Goldschmidt. I brought up Nathaniel Lowe because this morning or a little earlier this afternoon, he was just DFA'd by the Nationals. Okay, and he played first base for the Texas Rangers, signed with the Nationals. He's got 16 home runs this year. He's got a solid glove, so he's somebody. If the Yankees don't want to, if they don't want to stay in house, my guess is he'll probably be somebody they might look at, right? And he's batting 216, 16 home runs, 68 ribbies, 665 OPS, not sexy OPS, but he's got 105 career homers. So, and he has a 770 career OPS as well. Yeah. And like I said, Rumsfeld could be an option. Could be if they stay in house. My guess is it'll probably be the option. That's my guess. The Brewers are just red hot right now, super duper hot. No, I don't think Spencer Jones, Sunil. He's not going to come up until September. They're not going to blow through an entire year pre-arb just to call him up like 2 weeks early. So, Consigliere, what's happening, man? Sunil's in the building. And again, well, not necessarily Lorenzo, but I mean, they got beat by a really good pitcher last night, unfortunately. So, Joe Ryan, don't be surprised if they try to package Jason Dominguez this offseason for Joe Ryan. Don't be surprised. Yep. Don't be surprised. Since 20, what? Shelly Duncan. He might not. What are you talking about, Eddie? A losing record? They don't have a losing record since 22 or 23 and 24. They don't have a losing record. They haven't had a losing record since 1992. I don't know, Jake, but if they're going to move Dominguez, I'm guessing it's going to be for a pitcher. That's my guess. Ryan's definitely fidgety on the mound, Sapphire. You got about that. I noticed that last night. But but he's a good pitcher, man. He's a really good pitcher. No, July. That doesn't matter. He's not. You're not going to get walking papers for that. The Dodgers have a losing month. The Mets have a losing month. You're going to fire all the managers too? The Dodgers had a 9-game lead 3 weeks ago. They're not in first place anymore. The Dodgers, okay, the guys that spend more than anybody, right? They buy everybody. They trade for everybody, right? Unlimited finances. The people that on this channel wanted to give them their back-to-back titles already. They're no longer in first place. And the same hell that the Yankees got for falling out of first place, I don't hear anybody doing the same to the Dodgers. Nobody. I also don't hear anybody pounding Shohei Ohtani for being sued again for $240 million for another shady deal. You got what's his name, Emmanuel Clase on paid administrative leave for betting on baseball, something like that, and Shohei Ohtani still get a free pass on everything. That's a talking point. Laughing that you can laugh with your teammate. He pitched a good inning last night, so people are making it way beyond what it needs to be. He was laughing with Camilo Doval. They both pitched a good inning, both of them. So doesn't mean they're not happy that the team is losing. But people are cherry picking any opportunity to pound on the Yankees, to pound on somebody. Oh my God, he laughed. Yeah, and people keep saying Dominguez is not being given an opportunity. He's got more at bats than Trent Grisham does, and Grisham is outperforming him by a mile, offensively and defensively. So, unfortunately, Jones has 30 home runs now, guy. He's got 30 home runs now. God, double A and triple A combined. $30 home runs. He's about to get, I think he's got 27 steals, maybe something like that. He's going to get 30-30 this year. Yeah, Dominguez is playing all year. That's right. Dominguez is not hitting less home runs. Really? Trent Grisham has 21 home runs. 21. 16 of which have either tied the game for the Yankees or given them the lead. There's no more clutch player on this team right now. Dominguez has 9 home runs. 12 less than Trent Grisham. Dominguez has more at-bats than Trent Grisham does. Look it up. The stats are here. It's public. And again, yeah, look, Paul Goldschmidt is dealing with injuries, an older player. What are they going to do at this point? That's the million-dollar question. How much time could he miss? I don't know. And what do they do? I don't know. Right? So, 2022. Do I bring Grisham back? Not before Cody Bellinger. But if I had to choose between Grisham and Kyle Tucker, I'll take Grisham. I'm not paying $400 million for Kyle Tucker. We have no idea, Jake. No idea. De Los Santos actually been pretty decent for the Yankees. He just got roughed around last night. People want to go right to blaming Boone for, right? That's the common response. Let's just scapegoat Aaron Boone all the time. But I do think Paul is dealing with a knee injury, Nelson. A knee injury. It looks like we'll have more clarity today. Don't be surprised if he goes on the IL today. So, but they're not going to. Yeah, I agree, Consiano. They're not going to bring up Spencer Jones before September 1st. Doesn't make any sense to. Yep. We acknowledge it all the time, Jeffrey, on this channel. I personally campaigned for him to be in center field, so he had better protection from both sides from Judge and Bellinger, who are much better outfielders. He needed protection on both sides of the outfield. I said it probably 1,000 times here, right? He's not ready for left field. But he did play left and center in the minors, yes. DeSantos pitched recently, yeah. Well, again, they're not going to overuse the new guys that came here either. So, and Schlittler did look very good. He kept him in the game last night. He pitched extremely well. He's been drawing up a lot of these big arms when he pitches. So, yeah. He's not elite in either outfield position, Frank. He's solid and decent in center field. He's not elite. He's never been elite. And Spencer Jones is not coming up till September 1st. You know. But yeah, I mean, look, you can, right? You can play Bellinger a couple days at first if you want. You play Rice on the days that Bellinger plays at first. You play him a catcher, and you sit Austin Wells, right? Yeah, pitching has been a problem, and it's mainly because we lost 3 starters, and that puts a lot of stress on the bullpen. We also lost a couple of relievers. Jake Cousins, Tommy John, who was one of our best relievers last year. All right, Cruz has missed 2 months now. Yarborough's missed 2 months. We missed a lot of pitching. We lost Oswaldo Cabrera at third base, forcing the Yankees to trade for a third baseman. If they stay in-house, we keep mentioning, Brian, yeah, TJ Runfield, my guess. Rosario's coming back as well, yes. He's on a 10-day IL, but that was like a face-first collision. So, and then at some point, you might see Austin Slater again, but he's going to miss more time than Rosario. But, again, if we have Rosario, we have to figure out a way to play him and Jose Caballero. Jose Caballero leads the American League in steals. You have to get him in there. You have to. Rosario will be back, yeah, short time. Yeah. If you call him Spencer Jones up now, he'll very likely get 130 at bats. You don't bring up Spencer Jones to not play him. You bring him up, Dominguez ain't playing. Just know that now. You bring him up, Dominguez is sitting. And then there's going to be people complaining about that. Why is Dominguez not playing? That's Dominguez. Spencer Jones is a mile ahead of him in the outfield. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is why this is why we're doing this video. Because that's because the Nationals just DFA Nathan Lowe, and he's a first base. If they're going to go outside, my guess is they're going to look at him. Well, exactly, Jeffrey. That's why I would be using Rosario when he comes back, and I'd be using Caballero. Yeah. What the hell's the point of bringing him here if you're not going to use him? Why do we have one of the fastest guys in the American League if we're not going to put him on the bases? Give him a chance. So that to me is going to be the $1 million question over the next couple of days. What do they do if Paul Goldschmidt goes to the IL? What are they going to do? Because it could be. My guess is again, Rumfield probably be the in-house guy if they don't use a guy that's already on the roster. But again, if he goes to the IL, they're going to call up somebody to take that roster spot on the 26, right? So who that's going to be, I don't know yet. That I don't know. I don't know, CeeLo. He should be playing Caballero. I want to keep his skill set. I want to keep him sharp. I want to keep him crisp on the base paths. He's got to be in there. I mean, if analytics is telling Boone to not, because Boone puts his lineup out, analytics puts their lineup out. If analytics is telling Boone to not use them, then people in analytics need to be fired, not Boone. People in analytics need to be fired. Goldy has a knee injury, Lola. How severe, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. I don't know if they'll call up Brantley, isn't that because they have J.C. Scar here and Austin Wells, so I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to have like 3, 4 catchers on the roster. If Goldschmidt comes back next year, I think he's going to get some reps at first and some reps in the outfield. That's my guess. And if he comes back, we do not need Kyle Tucker. You keep calling Kyle Tucker a 5-2 player. Bellinger's stats are better than Tucker's. Then we got to call Bellinger a 5-2 player. Dev, what's up, man? Analytics, what they do is, and Clint Frazier confirmed this, right? A former Yankee player. Boone puts out his lineup, analytics puts out their lineup, and then they meet before the game, and they figure out how to make it work. Analytics infiltrates what Aaron Boone does every day. Okay? So when things don't go well, it might be smarter to not just go reflexively go say fire Aaron Boone. Because a lot of time he doesn't have anything to do with it. Right? That doesn't excuse poor play, questionable decisions. Okay? Yeah. Going off of pitching Del Santos. I mean, whatever, Michael. I really don't care what Michael K said. Yeah. Who should be leading off, Jeffrey? What happens if he goes? I don't know. I don't know, Wink. I don't know. That's definitely a question from Brian Cashman, not me. I definitely don't want to speculate on that. That's not an opinion question. That's got to be. You got to ask the brass that. Randy, what's good, man? Who should be leading off, Jeffrey? I mean, if it were me, I'd be leading off Caballero. That's not Boone's decision, Bob. He doesn't fire coaches. Cashman does. Hal does. Boone doesn't have that ability to do that. He doesn't trade players. He doesn't call up players, option players out. That's all on the GM. So he's the right guy to ask. Brian Cashman. I mean, Reich could lead off. Caballero as well. Dominguez has had opportunities to lead off, but he hasn't been consistent enough. And Grisham's playing better than he is offensively. So if I'm them, if Dominguez has a hot bat, I'm batting him behind Stanton to take advantage of that, because then it makes harder for pitchers to pitch around Stanton and Judge and Bellinger, right? It makes it harder to do. And then these guys are going to get more opportunities at the plate. And Stanton's hitting the ball pretty well now. Yeah. He is the odd man out, unfortunately, for Dominguez. It is. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. But I also know, even Clint Frazier alluded to that. He likes for the players to work through issues themselves too, playing wise. So he likes them to figure it out on the field. So I could see him being loyal to guys like Devin Williams as well. Devin Williams before this year was one of the best closers in baseball. So, I mean, I don't think he'll be back next year, but if he's here, he has one thing that Cruz does not have. He has one thing that Yarbrough does not have. You know what that is? It's durability. He's been healthy all year. So you can just put him out in the 6th inning. If he gets a clean inning every time out or most of the times out, that's a good inning for him. I'd rather him be good in the 6th than mediocre in the 8th. Right? It also, yeah, maybe we won't see Jones this year. Exactly. Let's see. Team on base percentage rankings. The Yankees are 4th in baseball in on base percentage. The Orioles are 25th. But it looks like that because why? Why do fans and content creators focus on the negatives with the Yankees and hardly ever mention the positives? And I'll give you an example. Anthony Volpe, he hits a home run, right, to tie the game or give him the lead or whatever. But if he makes an error that game, all people talk about is the error. And Shohei Ohtani hits into a triple play 2 days ago. Nobody talks about that. They only talk about the home run he hits. Why do so many people? And this is MLB rankings, Eddie, right from MLB.com. We're 4th in on-base percentage. Right? Blue Jays are 1st, no surprise. Brewers are 2nd, no surprise. Dodgers are 3rd, Yankees are 4th. Diamondbacks are 5th, Red Sox are 6th, then the Phillies, Padres, Astros, Cubs. That's top 10. Right? That's right from MLB. Team on-base percentage rankings. Well, that too comes. Yeah, exactly. Right? So many folks dwell on the bad stuff and don't like to talk about the good stuff. Why is that? Especially when it comes to the Yankees. Well, if they don't rely on Nelson, I mean the on-base percentage, they're 4th in baseball, so that kind of counters the rely on home runs, even though they lead major leagues in home runs. They do lead major leagues in home runs, right? But let's look at another stat here. How about what do you want to look at? OPS, on base plus slugging. That shows, I mean, on base percentage and slugging, so their ability to get walks and hits and put the ball in play. Who's first? That's home runs. Yankees are 1st with home runs. Dodgers are 2nd. Angels are 3rd. Diamondbacks are 4th. Interesting. Now let's look up batting average. Let's see. Batting average itself, the Yankees are 15th with a 249. The Blue Jays lead baseball with 269. No surprise. 5 of the top 10 guys in batting average are all playing for the Blue Jays. And then you've got home runs, Yankees. RBIs, Yankees are 4th. Dodgers are 1st. Hits, Blue Jays are 1st. Hits themselves, Yankees are 15th. No, 14th, excuse me. No overall hits. OPS, Yankees. Slugging, Yankees. There you go, CeeLo. There you go. Same barber, dude. Rob Ho. Is that like a tough man comment? I do have clips. I buzz my hair all the time. But if you think it's a flex, it's a tough man comment, I'll give you the opportunity to tell me that to my face. Not on the screen, to my face in person. And I'll record it for everybody to see. I'll give you a chance to back it up. Right? If you got it like that, Rob Hill. If that's what you're saying. If not, no, all good. Eddie, it's all good, man. I'm my own barber, man. I buzz my hair because my wife likes it. She likes my hair short. So I take it number one, zip, every week or two. Buzz the hair. Semi cocky. Whatever you say, Rob. I'll give you the opportunity. I'll give you the opportunity to back it up in person, Rob. In person. Again, not on the screen, in person. And like I said, I'll record it so everybody can see. And I'll put it on YouTube. Right? You let me know if you're up for that. Nelson, I don't know if the Yankees would ever hire me as a GM. Yeah, trolls ain't got nothing, man. They have nothing, man. But that's, again, back to the topic of the day. Who's going to replace Goldschmidt if he goes on the IL? I think we might have. Today's an off day, so we might know today if he goes in the IL. And then again, we DFA doesn't mean released, right? Nathaniel Lowe, he was DFA'd by the Nationals, but DFA still means he has an option to accept his assignment or decline it. If he declines it, he becomes a free agent. And he's saying, yeah, he's going to be the corresponding move to open an active roster spot for Dylan Cruz, who I think is that hot prospect from LSU. Yep. It could be Rumsfeld, man. It could be Rumsfeld. It could be. We'll see. We'll see. He's probably the logical choice in-house at AAA. But and you're right too, all Sammy. There's nothing to lose with Lowe. The Yankees can pick him up on the cheap if he becomes a free agent. So, oh, Rob Ho, you got nothing, dude. Go back to Truth Social, where the kids are. You'll never say that in person ever. Yudo Mazel Tov, my man. What's up? Yeah, keyboard gangsters. They have nothing. They have nothing. And if you think 5'10" is short, okay, fine. I'm 5'10", so it might be shorter than you, but that ain't gonna make a difference at all. Yeah. Getting a lot of these tough guy trolls recently, right? Ooh. I appreciate that, Eddie. Thank you, man. This is what happens. You get these trolls who come from other tough talking channels who also don't back up their tough talk either. So it happens. It happens all the time. Twitter and blah blah blah. So whatever. Yeah, Mazel Tov, Yodel. What's going on, man? Hey, Carrigan's going again. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of keyboard warriors. But yeah, shalom, Yodel. I don't know, Timothy. I mean, they traded for Bellinger. Bellinger wants to be here, and he's a good fit here. I mean, Goldschmidt looks like a better fit, for the team than a lot of these other guys would. And like Christian Walker would have cost 2 more draft picks and international money and so on. So, appreciate you, Nelson, man. Appreciate you, and you and your wife too, Nelson. Thank you, you and your wife. Please extend my thanks to you, the wife. My appreciation to you. I wouldn't hesitate to move Bellinger to first. And then I would catch what do you call it? Catch Rice more. Laura Loomer. She ain't ready for it, man. None of these MAGA people are ready. Yeah. Man, yeah, apparently so. The hating podcast. You're right about that, CeeLo. I get a lot of hate from them, but it is what it is. Dave, that's a good question. I have a feeling, um, since it's represented by Scott Boras will probably ask for 7 years, 210, and he may get 6 years, $150 or something like that, like 25 a year, around there, something like that. But I would also, I mean, if I had my preference, I would keep Bellinger in the outfield too. He's elite in the outfield. Yeah. But we'll see what happens. Like, if they don't bring back Goldschmidt, and at this point, I don't think that they'll bring him back. Yeah, I saw clips too, Eddie, but I have a feeling that Murakami is going to go to the West Coast. He says he prefers West Coast teams, but he mentioned the Yankees as a team he'd be interested in. But also imagine how much he would cost, right? Tough guy. No, you're not, Rob. I know you're not. So, and we don't act tough here, dude. We don't do that. That's a flex that other people try it. They never back up, including yourself, Rob. Huh? So, but if you're a tough guy, I'll give you an opportunity. Like I said, I'll give you an opportunity to back it up in person. And I'll record it so you could show how tough you are. Murakami, he's got an oblique injury. I don't know if he's back yet, to be honest with you. And that's a tough one for power bats, an oblique injury. So he could go to the Padres. Go to the we go to Giants. You go to the Giants because Devers not playing first. I don't know who plays first place for the Mariners. He could go to the West Coast. There's quite a few West Coast teams that he could go to. And I think Stanton's playing fine in the outfield, man. He is. Yeah. Tuck is probably going to get between 4 but he's in a major slump right now. He probably cost himself $50 to $100 million, but they're still going to. I don't know if he's represented by Boras. I don't think he is. They're still going to try and get $500 million, obviously. So, yeah, Shohei Ohtani is like one of the cash cow, or if not the cash cow for Major League. So they're going to defend him no matter what. But yeah, the Dodgers are no longer in first place. 9-game lead 3 weeks ago is gone. They're a game behind now, the Padres. And I do think Goldy was the right guy. So, yeah, Stanton is hot right now. I mean, Judge is kind of heating up a little bit. They just need some more consistency. Casey Close. Okay, another good top agent. Casey Close represents a lot of good players. The Brewers, yeah, we'll see. I mean, the Brewers are definitely making a run now. So they're definitely making a run. It's good to see. The Mariners are playing pretty decent now, too. So, yeah. Judge is striking out quite a bit. Again. What does he have? 38 or 39 home runs now? Something like that. Yeah, the Mets are faltering too. And the Padres are, were aggressive at the deadline. They added some players, right? And I think they're going to stick around for a little while. Padres, 38. Okay, thank you, Constantine. I think this I think is going to be the next question that's going to be presented probably today. Will Goldschmidt go in the IL? And the other question would be who replaces him at first base, in house or out of the house. We'll see. They might have. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Well, I mean, they are. Let's see here. MLB standings. Detroit. Well, let's go. Detroit. Toronto's in first. Detroit's in first. Houston's in first. In the playoffs, Seattle, Red Sox, and Yankees are the 3 wildcard teams right now. And then right below that is Cleveland, Texas, Kansas City, and the Angels. Stanton, at this rate, well, he only has what? He had 12 home runs. 12. I think he's at 12, right? He's missed quite a bit of time. Yeah, he's got 12 home runs. About 299. He's hitting well. He's got a WAR of 1.4 already. Oh, Terry Silva. Sunil got the jokes. So he also has 441 home runs. He needs 59 to get 500. Not far. Ellie De La Cruz, yeah, he's going to get a ton too. Once he becomes a free agent. De La Cruz is a freak talent, man. He's a good player. My wife likes it like this, Rob. That's why I keep it. Keeps her happy. She likes me buzzed. Yeah, exactly. Maybe he was with that Glenn and that partner the other day that were trolling and doing the same thing. Yeah, keyboard tell people. Tucker, I do think gets more than 400 million. I think he's going to go between 400 and 500. Now, Kyle Tucker, let's pull up his stats. All right. Kyle Tucker stats. Here we go. He is batting 267. He's got 18 home runs, 4.3 WAR. 18 home runs, 62 ribbies, 24 steals. He's 8 OPS of 842, so he'll very likely get 400 plus million, which is still going to be crazy OP. But I think they're going to try to match what Vlad Guerrero got, which is 500, I think, right? Petruzzi, what's good, man? Dude. That's what she likes, man. I keep her happy. It's all good. Yeah, the Marlins. Yeah, the Marlins. Yeah, if the Marlins take it to the Red Sox like they took it to us, we'll take that, man. Yeah, that's why we're doing this, Jacob, because he got DFA'd by the Nationals, and we're saying that if Goldschmidt goes on the IL today, and if they stay in house, maybe it's TJ Rumfield, where folks are talking about Rizzo and Rice, and all legitimate options. But if they go outside the house, then Nate Lowe could be the option there as well. Him Mets fan, maybe he is. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is true too, Randy. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, he's playing decent as well. Nate Lowe. He's just got a solid glove. He's batting 216 with 16 home runs. Decent. But he's got a solid glove. And he bats lefty. So We'll see what happens. We'll see what the Yankees do. And again, like, I just hope that they use Caballero more often. And utilize his speed. And once Rosario comes back, I would want to use. I hope they use him more often too. He's aggressive. He hits lefties well. He's got that energy that this team needs. DJ, I don't know. And why hasn't JD Martinez found a team? Nobody signed him. Nobody. Which is crazy. Marcus, freaking nuts. JD Martinez. But yeah, DJ, I mean, there were some teams that expressed interest in DJ, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, not being able to move doesn't help him really in the field. He doesn't have, and to Concierge's point, he doesn't have that lateral mobility, so it's affecting his ability to kind of play well in the field. Right? You know, yeah. So that's, I think, it's going to be the topic over the next day or so. Second, yeah, well, this is true too. You could be right about that too, David. Yeah, he faltered in the second half of the season. He did. Jeffrey, I don't think Cashman's going to go until after next year. His contract is up after 2026. And why do I say that? Because the end of the CBA is after next year. So it lines up from a timing standpoint. I would move on from Fishman. Right? But Cashman, I think he's, after the CBA is over, I think he's probably going to move up. Right? And he'll move up to some advisory role, and they'll bring in a new GM, some new blood. Yeah, exactly, Sonny. Exactly. When LA becomes a GM, he'll first order of business will be to sign DJ, extend, and give him like 8 years, man, because he loves DJ. Yes, you got that right, Buckeye. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Don't know. Don't know, near. I don't know. How you doing, Buckeye? You doing good? Got the made men are up in the building. The Buckeye, the Consigliere. That's right. Bellinger first. I wouldn't be surprised at that either. If Goldy goes on an IL, then they're going to bring up somebody. I just don't know if it's going to be an arm or a bat. And Hader, even though he's on the IL now, Josh Hader too. So yeah. I mean, Cashman, and this is the other thing with Brian Cashman, right? So many content creators and fans ask him to make these moves. Then he makes these moves, and when they don't work out, they go right to blaming him instead of owning the fact that, well, I asked him to make these moves too, so I gotta at least put that on me too. No, nobody does that. Nobody does that. Right? It's just blame Boone, blame Cashman all the time instead of owning that part. Spencer Jones not going to come up yet, Alex, until September 1st, I think, because they don't want to give him if you exceed 130 at bats, then you lose a year pre-arb. You officially that's your first rookie season. And if they wait until September 1st, then I'm very confident that will not happen. Even if he plays 28 games and bats 4 times, that's 112 at bats. He won't do it. So that's just something I'll keep an eye out for. I mean, I could be wrong. They could call him up today for all we know. I don't know. Alex. Right? We'll see. Yeah, Donovan. I would have loved it if they brought him at the deadline. But I have a feeling he's not going to get moved, Brett Donovan. That's the Cardinals doing, man. But again, if I was the Cardinals, I wouldn't want to move him either. LI will definitely sign Bryce Harper when he's 50. You get him. You get Hader when he's like 52. You got some dudes here, man. Fairweather Fan Winery. We gotta get. That's a good one. See, I like that. Get some bottles. You like red or white? Fairweather Fan. Special Pinot. Special. Whatever. Shoot. CeeLo. CeeLo, you got your button now, bro. I think it's time to give you a button. I gotta talk to the couple to meet, man. But it's we gotta get you a button, man. Yeah, and well, haven't I been Milton? I've been saying this for a long time, right? They've infiltrated a lot of what Boone does, right? But nobody believes me, or they don't listen to me because I'm just a fan or a content creator. Um, Now that you've got players saying the same thing, maybe they'll start listening now, right? But Clint Frazier did this. He said the same thing. Analytics. They make their own lineup. Boone makes his own lineup. Then they have to meet before the game and see how they can compromise. Why should a manager have to compromise with analytics? Where's the human element in the game? You're depriving Aaron Boone of the human element in the game. That sucks. That really sucks. No idea, guy, what the plan was with Jones. I think the obvious plan was to have him cut down on the strikeouts, and he's cut down quite a bit. Joey Callow. But Clint Frazier also said that most of the clubhouse wanted Robbie Thompson to be the guy to replace Joe Girardi because he was already the Yankees bench coach. But he also said, too, that a lot of folks don't regret having Boone here because he connects with the players differently than the rest of these other folks. He lets the players be themselves, and he has their backs, visibly has their backs. And I can't think of a manager who's done that, right? So he does things that makes him really happy. But he wasn't initially at that point their first choice. Clint Frazier also said that, right? Robbie Thompson, I get the logic there because he was already the Yankees bench coach. He was, he had one foot in the door already. So, but I don't know. Maybe Robbie Thompson wasn't going to be the guy that was going to, adopt stuff the way that Aaron Boone adopted stuff, right? Because he doesn't have to adopt that stuff in Philadelphia. Robbie Thompson. And he's got a lot of superstars on that team. They haven't won a World Series either. Right? Yeah. Brian Frazier. There we go. Yeah, I mean, the Phillies are playing well under Robbie Thompson. And it looks like he gives him a decent chance for these guys to beat themselves. So he's got a lot of fiery players on the team, like Bryce Harper and some of these other guys. So, right? But it was a solid interview with Clint Frazier. Really solid interview. And again, it's nice to have guys like that that bring a different perspective to the game. That's why I like listening to guys like him instead of Mike and the Mad Dog, right? Instead of WFAN, Sal Licata. I'd rather listen to the players, right? Because the players have the inside scoop and at some point they're willing to share information that most other people aren't willing to share. I will let me see if I can attach it down below, CeeLo. After this live stream is over, I'll see if I can attach the interview down below in the description, and then you can go right there and click on it. And so be on the lookout for that today, CeeLo. That way you know exactly where to find it. Yeah, Clint Frazier. It was a revealing interview. It was good. It was good. I was supposed to go there. They wanted me to come on trade deadline, Yassine. Um, but I had my own trade deadline live, and I also lost power, all this stuff. So the trade deadline day was crazy. That not only was that crazy stuff that happened, but it was nonstop thunderstorms here. So like, but I am gonna go on there. I'm also gonna have the boys from Bronx Talks here as well, so we can recap the deadline and see what's going on and give our takes and stuff. So the kids, the guys from Bronx Talks, they're good dudes. They're good dudes. But yeah, I mean, right now, Iskara is a better pitch framer than Wells is. He connects better with certain pitchers. So does Wells in certain pitchers. So, but Wells has to step it up with the bat, man. He does. Yeah, Bird, Bednar, Duvall. Yep. Yep. And Fernando Cruz will be back. He's got controllable years. And then they'll add some young guys to it, and who knows who else they're going to bring. We don't know if Bellin drops out yet or not, or if he stays. We don't know. But if Blake gets to start a full season with these guys, it's going to be a heck of a lot better for these guys with the bullpen. I wouldn't say kick Martian to the curb, but he's got opportunities. He's got more at bats than Grisham does this year. But Grisham's outperforming him by a mile. By a mile. Right? So, which is crazy. But it's true. It is true. Let's see here. MILB. Here we go. So, I'm trying to pull up his stats here. For some reason, they're not coming up. Got a 553 at the majors this year. And again, like the Rockies clearly overused him when he came here. I go to several games a year, Marcus, when I get an opportunity to. Yeah, you're seeing. That's why. Look at the title of the video. Who replaces Paul Goldschmidt? And Nathaniel Lowe is the guy that I mentioned as the guy that would be the out of the franchise option potentially for them to look at. Yeah, I go live at games too, Marcus. So I was live when they played the Phillies. I was live when they played the Cubs. Whenever I get the opportunity, when it's not too loud in there, I'll put out shorts from the games as well. We'll see if they call up on field. We'll get a better idea if Goldschmidt goes to the IL. Right? And I'm looking now to see any specific Yankees specific news here. No, not yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Stanton. We'll see. I don't know. But after this year, the Marlins pay $10 million of Stanton's salary in 2026 and 2027. And then there's a team option for 2028. My guess is if he's close to 500 home runs by then they'll exercise it. That's what it sounded like, Buckeye. But I think they want to get him back in the field just to kind of get Stanton back into the DH spot. But sometimes he plays better when he's playing in the field, Stanton, as opposed to when he's DHing. So For you all, exactly. Exactly, CeeLo. Yeah. He's clutch when we need him to be clutch, Stanton. So yeah, we'll see if Judge gets out there. If he feels up to it, if he feels good enough. If his arm, his flexor is feeling okay in his throwing arm. Good thing is that he's from the righty side. When he swings his bat, he's extending his left arm, not his right arm. So at least that's not his throwing arm, which is a good thing. Predetermined. I do think. I mean, I'm of the opinion that guys like um, Stanton and maybe Judge should get at least a day off every week or every other week, or something like that. At least Stanton every week, maybe Judge every other week, just to kind of keep them healthy. But predetermined, I don't know about that. I would kind of cycle it and try to be consistent with the cycling. No, yeah, we might get Bellinger first, man. Well, we will see. Um, Once we find out about Bellinger, we'll have more clarity on the situation. I'm looking to see if we got anything. I get a lot of notifications here. No, nothing yet. Yeah, but that's where we're at, gang. I want to thank you all for coming on. Appreciate you. All right. Well, he hasn't really gotten hot. No matter he's gotten lead off again, Jeffrey. The problem is, you know, it, we bat Grisham lead off. We bat Grisham fifth. He plays a heck of a lot better than Dominguez does, no matter where he's batting. And that's one reason he's getting more at bats or up to as many at bats as Dominguez, or he's taking advantage of the at bats more than Dominguez, right? Dominguez actually has more physical at bats, but he's being outperformed because Grisham is taking advantage of that fluctuation or whatever it is. He's also a veteran player, so he's better at adapting to this stuff, right? People have been dogging on Warren. People dog on whoever's not playing well at the time they dog on him, right? That's just the way that it is. So, but at least we have some reinforcements coming back. We got Cruz coming back. We've got Yarbrough coming back, and then beyond that, I don't know what they're gonna do with Lasagna, and I'm not sure. Like I said, of Grisham's 21 home runs, 16 of them have either tied the game or given the Yankees the lead. That is clutch. Absolute clutch. Which makes it really, really hard to set him. Right? We'll see, Ollie. We got 40. What do we have? 42 games left? I think it's 42. You got it, guy. Well, happy birthday, regardless, Beagle. Hope you had a good birthday, man. I say the same thing about the Dodgers, Relentless Richie. They're not winning a championship. I say the same thing about the Dodgers. Hold on to Schlittler. Well, I think they'll hold on to both of them. I really do. Yeah. But I'm going to get back to work, gang. And again, if we get news on Goldschmidt later, I'll go live later so we can talk about it and figure out what the heck's going to happen. Because they'll make look, they may, if he may go on the IL today, and they may wait until tomorrow for a corresponding move. I don't know, right? So we'll see. Right? Rob Ho, you got to get a life, dude. Really. Got to get a life, homie. Stanton is 59 away from 500. He's got 441. 441, man. That's right. Not that far. Not that far. And I like the beard. But have a great rest of the day, gang. And again, We get news, you'll get it. You know that. So, and I agree. They're gonna be making room for Spencer Jones next year. It makes all the sense in the world, which is why I say it's not a knock on Dominguez, but don't be surprised if they trade him for. You're not helping yourself. I don't need help, Rob Ho. Don't need help. Okay. People who come here to troll me need help. Okay. I'm in your head, not the other way around. Okay. But yeah, make room for Jones, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Jones is earning himself a spot, or at least or at least the opportunity to try out and win a starting position in 2026. All right. Oh, Rob, dude, you gotta get a life, dude. You gotta get a life. Go back to your junior varsity channel that you trolled for, bro. Go back. And again, I like it. My wife likes it. It's all that matters. I'm in your head, Rob. Remember that. You got nothing, homie. Nothing. But have a great day, everybody. These trolls got nothing, right? Such a weak flex. And maybe I will block Rob. He's just wasting his time here. I'd say 50-50 surprised that they move on from Austin Wells. Appreciate you, Beagle, man. Thank you, man. I'm 50-50 on what they do with Wells. We'll see. But go have a great day, everybody. Peace and love to all of you. The best. Do I think Wells is injured? I don't know. No, he didn't make my day, Rob. But you can think that. It's fine. You got that right. I mean, it's clean, right? It's clean. Jake Bird, Buck. I have a feeling Jake Bird will be up in September. But yeah, we'll see in the next stream, gang. If it's today, it's there. If it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow. But any other news comes out, you'll get it. Have a great day. Peace and love to all yous. See you next time.